Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you guys had a good Friday, Saturday, all come together for me. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Chuck. All these videos they get posted to this Reddit right here. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. I will have that linked down below. And then, if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Twitter right here. I will have this also linked down below. And then, if you're looking for more in-depth content, I'll have my Discord link down below where I have sportsbook plays, player pools, cores, private videos, all the good stuff. I will have that linked down below. Let me just pull up Underdog because some of the questionable tags and out tags aren't showing on Draftkings for some reason. But we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-game slate, so we'll try to get through this. My head has just been killing me once again. I really don't know what's going on, man. So I'll try to fly right through this. We'll recap my lineups in tomorrow night's video. All right, let's do it. 6-game slate. Knicks at Miami. Really bad matchup here for both sides. Josh Hart is probable. Mitchell Robinson is probable. So that makes like Precious Achiuwa just not going to play. Really bad matchup here. I think the guys that you want to target are like 3-point shooting. So like, I don't know, like Mikal. I think if you wanted to play someone is okay. OG is okay. Brunson, like Cat's in a really bad spot. Price point is a little bit intriguing though at 9.5K with the massive ceiling. If I were going for ceiling, it would be Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm not going to run out of my way to roster like any of these guys though, but I think Cat definitely your best choice if you're going for like pure ceiling. And then like Mikal, OG are fine at their price points. They're going to play big minutes. Josh Hart's playable, but I'm not really into like a ton here personally for the New York Knicks tomorrow. Sorry guys, taking a sip of water. Let's run to Miami. Andrew Wiggins is doubtful. Jamie is also doubtful. I don't know. DraftKings is like all bugged right now. Jamie Jacobs Jr. has been Ira Winderman of the South Florida Like what? I don't know what's going on, but they're both doubtful. So, yeah. Good luck trying to figure out what Spo is gonna do. He's not playing Kyle Anderson. I believe Jamie got early injured, and Wiggins was out last game. Kyle Anderson just didn't play. Terry Rozier is in the doghouse. He's not going to play much. The only guys I have confidence in minutes with the value here is Davion Mitchell and nobody else. I guess Highsmith probably starts for injured Jamie and injured Wiggins. Like, not a good point per minute guy, but if they play him a ton of minutes, I think you could definitely do worse. Like, Burks will be in the rotation at 3.2K. They're just thin on bodies with Rozier in the doghouse. They're not playing slow-mo, so like Burks will benefit from that. If I knew he got like 15 to 20 minutes, I'd like him at the flat min price tomorrow. Duncan played a ton of minutes, but we've seen him in the past. They've kind of trolled his minutes, so like just be a little bit careful here with Miami. I really don't know what I'm going to do with Miami tomorrow. If they're like chalky, I'm just going to easily fade them. Davion is the one guy that I feel really confident in his minutes, right? They kind of need him out there for defense, so yeah, I think he's going to play huge minutes tomorrow with no Wiggins and no Jamie. I think he's a really good value at 4.4K. Chloe Ware should see extra run at 5.4K. Now the price point's down, I think it's okay. Just really, really bad matchup here. Luke Kennard has been ejected. He's in my lineups. That's great. Really bad matchup for Bam Adebayo. And yeah, pick and roll ball handlers have been killing the Knicks. So it's a really good spot here for Tyler Herro. I've loved him every single slate at low ownership. I think he's another really good low-owned play tomorrow. And I don't think too many people are going to play him. People just see the Knicks matchup. They don't want to click him. It's actually a pretty damn good spot there for Tyler. All right, this team, one of my least favorite teams to target on the slate, most likely. Grady Dick, of course, is always playable, but it's a really bad matchup going up against Orlando. You have everyone healthy here. Jakob Poeltl's on a minutes restriction in a really bad matchup, so tough to go there. The good thing with the main three, though, is they're going to play, like, massive minutes. RJ Barrett played 40 minutes last game. Scotty Barnes is going to play big minutes. I think they're firmly in play for me. I think, given the spot, I think Scotty Barnes probably my favorite. But once again, same with like the Knicks, I'm not going to run to roster any of these guys. If I were playing one, it probably would be Scotty Barnes. All right, moving on to Orlando. And I like some of these guys quite a bit. It's a really good spot. I'm pretty high on both Franz and Paolo and GPPs. I personally never get either of these guys right. I play one, the other goes off. I fade one, the other goes off, etc., etc. So I think they're both really good plays. I think now they're the same price point. I probably prefer Franz, but I don't think you can go wrong with either. They're just going to dominate usage and do everything for this team in a really good matchup. So I really like both Franz and Pella. Cole, it's just up to the minutes. If he plays 30 minutes, he's probably going to do great at this price point. So whenever Cole is chalky with a range of outcomes with his minutes, I always understand fading, right? If he's low owned, that's when I like to play Cole Anthony, and when he's in a good matchup, just because he has this type of ceiling, 40 fantasy point upside at a cheap price point when he does get the run. So ownership will decide what I want to do with Cole Anthony tomorrow. If he's low owned, I think he's good, of course. Wonder Card Jr. should play 25 to 30 minutes. Price point has, I thought it came down. I guess it's not. Another really solid value. Goga is playable, should see around 20 minutes. I actually don't mind him for value. Not the price points come down, so both the Orlando bigs look good to me. I'm not going to play Anthony Black. Don't play both the bigs together, of course. KCP should see around 30 to 35 minutes. Playable value, just not going to do anything while he's on the court. All right, let's move on to OKC. Great spot. I love these guys tomorrow. No Chet Holmgren, no Isaiah Joe. I love this team tomorrow. I think SGA looks great. The Spurs without Wemby have just been one of the worst defensive teams in the league. So, yeah, sign me up for some SGA. I love him. I think this price point on J-Dub is just way too cheap. Really like him. I love Hartenstein tomorrow at 6'4". He should start, play big minutes, over 30 minutes. I love him tomorrow. Casey Wallace, I would assume starts here. He's a really solid value. What else do we have? I believe Caruso is back. He rested the game prior, so that's going to hurt like the other guards here. But like Aaron Wiggins is playable. He'll see a bump with no Chet. Whoever starts would be my favorite, whether it's like Kaysen, Aaron. Dort's, of course, playable. Caruso, I think they're always going to keep it easy on his minutes. They're not going to play him a ton of minutes, but a fine value. I think I just prefer like Kaysen, right? Who I do like quite a bit for value tomorrow. Moving on to the Spurs, I hate this team so much. Sochan started this in the second half. Why is Castle still 5'6"? Vassell, actually a pretty good spot for him at 5.5K. I keep mentioning him. Nobody wants to play him, and he has an absurd ceiling. I believe he's having a really good game tonight. 5.5K, the price has dropped. Really like Devin Vassell at that price point tomorrow. De'Aaron Fox, of course, firmly in play, and that's mainly it. If like Sochan starts the game tomorrow, I like him more just because the minutes upside goes way up. Keldon Johnson was chalked tonight. If he's chalked tomorrow, I want nothing to do with that. Yeah, it's mainly just like I kind of like Devin Vassell at that price point a lot. Chris Paul, of course, you could always argue like the price points are starting to get down on these Spurs, right? So they are better plays than they have been in days prior. I think my favorite play is just Vassell. Not close. All right, this is a game you're definitely going to need some. Zion got up to 31 minutes last game. Great matchup going up against Utah. There's definitely a ton of blowout risk here, but if we're going to get 30-plus minutes of Zion with how he's produced this season, I think he's absolutely a fantastic play tomorrow. Just doing everything. I love Zion Williamson tomorrow. Trey Murphy, don't care that he had a bad game last game. Great spot for him. Really like him. I think C-Day is a little bit too cheap at 6'8". I don't mind him. Alvarado off the bench is playable. Kelly Olynyk, if he continues to start, which I expect him to do, solid value. Missy playing alongside Zion, his his production gets hurt a little bit, but he's been producing of late. This was with Zion, this was without, but still, I don't mind him. Hawkins is playable, but we do have everyone coming back. Bruce Brown's back, so that's going to hurt Hawk. I'm going to recant that statement. I'm probably not going to play Hawkins. It's mainly the 5 starters here that I really like for the Pelicans. And then Bruce Brown, you could always throw a flyer there. All right, moving on to Utah. So Walker Kessler is going to be out. Colin Sexton is going to be out. I'm almost positive Underdog tweeted that. Let me just confirm once again. I don't know why Draftkings isn't showing. Apologies, guys. But I'm almost positive they're out. Excuse me. Here they are, yeah. Walker Kessler out, John Collins out, Colin Sexton out, Jordan Clarkson out. So everyone's out here for Utah, so get ready. Really like Keontae George, assuming he's in. I'm pretty sure he's in. I really like Isaiah Collier. So both the guards look great in a fantastic matchup. Filipowski should start at the 5. I really like him for value. Bryce Sensabaugh should start. I love him for value. So what, starters should be Keontae George, Keontae George, Isaiah Collar, Phil Palaski, Bryce Sensabaugh, KJ Martin. If KJ Martin starts, I really like him for value. You're probably going to see like some Williams off the bench, Springer off the bench. You could even play those guys. I don't mind them. Svi Mikhailuk's been a DMP. Maybe he enters back into the rotation. They also could start like a Johnny Juzang. I'll just be so annoyed if they start Johnny Juzang. But I think you're definitely going to need, this is definitely the game of the night. Probably going to be really popular. Moving on to the Clippers, okay spot here going up against the Lakers. You want to target guards up against the Lakers, but with everyone healthy here, Norm Powell going to be back for this game. I think Harden is getting to the price point to where I think he should be, but of course in play for me. Kawhi, 7.5K if it was, still a little bit too cheap, but Norm Powell coming back hurts the wrench a little bit there. Same with Zubac. Great spot here for Zubac. Zubac probably my favorite Clipper here, and then Powell, of course, is fine. I'm not going to mess with this value. You couldn't pay me to play Clippers value. And then, headache here. Really bad matchup. You guys know I always respect the Clippers D. Austin Reeves is doubtful tomorrow. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, both questionable. I would suspect Gabe Vincent starts. If that's the case, he's a solid value. We also got to keep an eye on Goodwin. He is doubtful, so they're going to be thin outside of Luka Doncic and Gabe Vincent. Gabe probably going to have to play a decent amount. And I think Dalton Connect's probably going to have to play a decent amount for Jordan Goodwin. He played a decent amount last game. Or they can do a ton of things here. But with Reeves out, I think LeBron and Luka are fine. Really bad matchup, but fine. I think Jackson Hayes is playable. I think Gabe Vincent's a good value. And then if you want to take darts on like Dalton Connect, like I said, I think he's going to have to play a bit more. How much did Vanderbilt play last game? Vanderbilt's not going to see any more than like teens minutes. Might enter someone else into the rotation. And if we get like everyone out here, this is going to be disgusting. But like Gabe, Connect, both going to look great. Dorian doesn't really get to see a huge bump, but solid. Jackson Hayes will probably lose a little bit of usage, not playing alongside like Luka Doncic. What else do we have here? Like, it's going to be such a headache trying to figure this out. What I can say is you're definitely going to need some Lakers tomorrow if all these guys are out. And the standouts to me with Gabe Vincent and Dalton Connect. You probably might even need some more. Like, it's going to be so disgusting. I'll make updates on Reddit when we do get that news. Generally, we do get Lakers news fairly early. Moving on to Minnesota. I think Draftkings is showing everything here. Pretty sure. Randall, questionable. Rudy Gobert out. I would suspect Randall sits tomorrow. Great matchup. I think Ant's one of the better spend-ups on the slate. I think Nas is still solid at almost 8K. McDaniels is fine. I think he's getting to the price point to where I think he should be. We have Dante back, and with Ant coming back, I don't love the price points here on Dante and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I think Mike Conley's playable, and then we can't get to like Shannon, Clark, of course, with everyone coming back. Moving on to Phoenix, Beal is questionable. Grayson out improbable. So if we get like Beal out once again, I really like Tyus Jones once again for value. And then Grayson would be a solid value. Can't play Royce. They're just not playing him right now. I think Bol Bol's still a bit too cheap, so pretty high on him. Really bad matchup, but like KD, Booker, they're both fine. They get a bump with Beal off of the court as well. So final thoughts. I mean, you're going to need to wait for Lakers news, but I think you definitely want to get into this like Pelicans Utah game, and I really like these Thunder guys. So Pels, Utah, Thunder are the teams that I personally want to target tomorrow. Wait for some Lakers news, and then kind of go from there. So that's going to do it for the slate. Hopefully you guys had a great night. I will talk to y'all in the next video.